In the valley of Temecula, under skies of blue, vineyards sprawl on rolling hills, kissed by the morning dew. People come from near and far to gather for a taste. A tour and a local band made for a special place. Chords and vines, songs and wine, a bottle and a tune. Chords and vines, songs and wines, a perfect pair for you.
Well, we hope we're a perfect pair. I'm Tom Plant. She is Kat Ellis, and this is Chords and Vines. Hey, Kat.
Hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Fabulous. And yourself?
Good, good. Thanks.
We're back at Aftershock Brewing. We're so happy.
We are. I love coming here. I'm having the orange creamsicle.
Yum.
Is that what it's
Creamsicle.
called?
Well, let me get your mic on, Thomas. That might help.
Yes.
There we go.
Check. Cool.
The orange creamsicle.
I like sickle.
Okay.
It's like an
Well,
orange.
you
It
call
was
it
like an
sickle.
orange sickle.
It is.
Tastes really good. Hey, you had a tour today, didn't you?
I did. Just finished up about a little less than an hour ago.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Couldn't think of anywhere I'd rather be. We have a musical guest today, Jesse Batiuk. We had Jesse on a few weeks ago at the Temecula Valley Cheese Company. Hey,
March
Jesse.
18th.
Hey, how's it going?
March 18th. Was that a special day or?
It was the day after my birthday. That's why I
it was your
remember
annual
where we
birthday
had
show.
Yes, we had Jesse and Rob Miller.
We did, and we had fun, like we always kind of do.
Always.
So, Thomas, what's going on in the world of beer?
World of beer. Right now, primarily IPAs is the thing. So I guess that's the thing in beer.
Get a little closer to your microphone.
Yeah.
There we go.
I guess the thing in beer right now is IPAs. So everybody's been brewing a lot of them. There's a whole lot of different styles and a whole lot of different flavors you can get out of them. So
India Pale Ale for those who are not in the know.
absolutely.
And
So-
what do you have in the works? I know I tasted a couple of really interesting things last time I was here.
There's a whole bunch of different styles in IPAs. We have hazy IPAs and we have West Coast IPAs coming up. Session IPAs, which are really light, and then up to the doubles and triples. But mainly just trying to get all the fruit flavors and dank flavors out of hops as possible is the goal.
I think
So
last
that's what
time
we're
I
doing.
was here, I tasted maybe a cucumber habanero. Am I on the right track? Lime?
Cucumber, honey tangerine, double IPA.
Okay, but there was one that had pepper in it.
That might have been a cucumber habanero sour that I
That's
had.
the one I'm talking about. Yeah, always fun stuff and
Yes.
always so tasty. And Jesse, what's new with you?
Just played a show yesterday at the Cheese Company. I heard they sell this really good mustard there.
Yes, they do. Some Sassy Mama's mustards.
Absolutely.
I do have some Sassy Mamas with me.
Fabulous. So stop by Aftershock Brewing just south of Old Town on Old Town Front Street and get yourself sassy.
I got my sassy hat on, too.
Yes, you do. You're a sassy mama.
I definitely am.
And one of the other sassy mamas, Laura Plant, is here. And Jesse, your wife, Michelle?
Melissa.
Melissa. Started with an M-E. I was close.
Yeah, I was going to say, too, Laura's got her radio show we're still working on and getting it together, Words and Vines.
Indeed.
Nice.
So we'll be getting that going here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, get a regular schedule going and more interviews. Saturdays.
We're looking at Saturdays, and we're gonna have Laura, if she's gonna be on the air, at a microphone, because otherwise we have to kind of do it by smoke signals.
That's true. So, gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I started thinking of the Words and Vines and all the possibilities that we've got. Laura, we have one coming up that we're doing at a winery in May, the Wine, Women, and Word that we're going to be doing out there. I'm trying to remember the name of the winery.
20 to 30 women
Yeah.
writers. This is what I'm trying to avoid, is the talking across the... Anyway, that's very exciting. That's coming up in the near future on a Saturday. Words and Vines. We're
Words-
on 10, the Temecula Entertainment Network.
Yes, we are. I love that, too. 10. We
10.
are, because we are 10.
Yes, we are.
So let's get to Jesse, because he's
Indeed,
got.
please.
I really, really like his music.
So do I.
It's so different, and it just.
The award-winning Jesse Batiuk.
Well, we'll get to that song in a second.
I-
That's when I'll bring out the other mustard.
Yes. Yes, that mustard.
That mustard. But the first song, you said you had stories and things you wanted to talk about.
Oh, kind of. I mean, my late teens and early 20s, I played in a whole bunch of different bands. We did. I got some radio play on 91X with one of the bands, and we did the whole Hollywood thing, playing the Whiskey, the Roxy, and all that. And then in 2003, I moved to Hollywood, and then that was when I wrote Bluephoria. I was kind of wanting to start a solo instrumental project, and I was writing songs of different genres. And then when I wrote Bluephoria, then I thought it sounded really unique, and and so kind of like there was a niche there, so I kind of used that as like a template, I guess. That kind of became a template for other songs I wrote after that, especially on that album. But,
Now you play guitar.
yeah.
Anything else do you play? Or
That Bluephoria album, I did all the guitars and bass, but then there was a drummer, but I did all the guitars and bass on that.
Very cool.
In fact, actually, all my instrumental stuff, I do all the guitars and bass.
You talk about Hollywood.
Except for the new one with the Blue Morning Band, but yeah.
When you talk about Hollywood, it's my old stomping grounds.
Oh, no.
I mean, I'm much older than you, but they were my old stomping grounds. And then when I moved out here in '88. It was about 2006-07. I ended up going back to do some work there at the Whiskey and the Cat Club and some of those places.
Yeah, I lived on Sunset for a little while, and then we, in fact, my daughter was born at the Kaiser on Sunset.
Oh, God.
And it was funny because after that, she was about 6 months old, and we kind of decided, I don't want to raise a kid here, and
Goodness. We are in a working brewery, just to let you know that this is Aftershock Brewing, and thank goodness we have Thomas the Brewmeister here to shut off the compressor, right?
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
What was funny, though, was when my daughter was born, we decided to move. My wife was from New Jersey, didn't know anything about Temecula. I grew up in Fallbrook, and I said, there's this town next to there called Temecula, and it's a really good place to raise kids. And my wife's like, Temecula, I've never heard of this place. And, and that was how we ended up here. So it was about 2012.
Melissa, you're not the only one. I've heard so many stories of people that have been offered a job in Temecula, and they go, oh, yeah, that's great. And then they go straight to Google and look it up.
Well, why don't we go ahead and listen to it?
Okay, so we're going to listen to Bluephoria, and this is Jesse Batiuk. You're listening to Chords and Vines on 10, the Temecula Entertainment Network.
Hi, this is Grace Richardson from Cougars Rock. You're listening to Chords and Vines on 10, Temecula Entertainment.
And good afternoon. You are listening to Chords and Vines from Aftershock Brewing in Temecula today. Let's go ahead and call it Chops and Hops today because we are at a brewery. We are drinking beer. And Thomas, what do we have in our glasses right now?
We have a beer called Secondary Objective, which is a second take at a rye session IPA using Victoria's Secret and Pacific Jade hops.
Wow.
Entirely. So I also started out with a more hard water profile to grab more bitterness from the hops to make the session IPA a little bit more robust.
And we just listened to Jesse Batiuk's Bluephoria. What made you choose this beer to go with that song?
I think that this I think that both Bluephoria and the next song you're gonna play both. I was just thinking IPAs. It's a nice song to chill out to, and what I chill out to is IPA all the time, especially session IPAs. I think that this beer kind of went perfect with it.
And again, for the neophyte, a session IPA is what?
It's a lower percentage IPA, so this one is 4% alcohol, and it's around 37 IBUs.
Okay, International Bitters Units.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
It's got a good nose on it too. It surprised me. I wasn't expecting that good a kind
Really
of nose on
nice.
it.
Yeah. Basically, to get that nose, you just add the hops in way later into the boil. It's all about preservation of terpenes, which is the molecule that makes up for flavor and smell in hops.
So, Jesse, what did you think of the pairing of this beer with your song?
Perfect.
There you go. It don't get no better than perfect.
I don't, and I'm not an IPA person, but I really like this one.
Thanks. Yeah. Cheers.
This could turn me into IPA.
I think after today, I might win you with the next one. So
Cool.
Ooh. You always win me over with your brews anyway.
thank you.
It's one of my favorite breweries around here.
Absolutely. I love it. And our dear friend Rebecca works here, so she's always a pleasure to come in and see.
I love her. She's such a sweetheart. This is just a cool place because you come in and everybody's so friendly and get to taste and drink and just have fun.
And on my tours, we mentioned that I did a winery tour today and yesterday. I also do combination winery brewery tours, and I have brought people to Aftershock after taking them to a couple of vineyards. So it's fun. And everybody loves it. Everybody just loves it.
Way cool.
Yeah, I want to mention next Saturday is our Balanced Breakfast at Franklin's Cove.
That's right.
And Balanced Breakfast sounds like a fitness group, but it's a music networking international. We are one of, how many are we? 100 and something now, I think.
Is it that many? Wow.
Yeah, all over the world. We meet at Franklin's Cove on the 4th Saturday of each month at 10:30 in the morning. They open their doors up for us a little early, and you can get breakfast, coffee, drinks, nothing, whatever you want. But it's a good music networking to discuss the issues and stuff going around in the area. And we also eventually get to meet some of the other people in the other Balanced Breakfast. Tom and I were in Napa, and we got to meet the Napa people.
It was fun. Yeah, we had a couple of people who came up from San Francisco to that one, and it's really a wonderful group. If you're interested in the music industry or involved in the music industry, it would definitely be worth your while to check it out.
And one of the cool things is because you're a member of Balanced Breakfast, it doesn't cost anything to be a member. But if you're on tour and you need help with your equipment, a place to stay, or something like that, you can get a hold of some of the other members in the other cities and meet up with them, and they can help you out on places. So it's just a really nice, good organization. Started by our friend Steph a couple of years ago, several years ago.
And our friend Steve Phelps is an active member, and he was the one who got you involved, right, Kat?
No, Tim Moyer got me involved.
Tim Moyer, there you go.
Tim Moyer, and then Steve and I took it over from Tim, so I'm a Coco, whatever you want to call it. I'm a Coco.
You are a Coco.
I'm a Coco. All right, so what do we have next? We've got
Morphic Field.
This one I really like because it's an award winner. I feel like I should go get my special mustards now to bring in for this song.
You know, I forgot I was going to bring my trophy, too, instead of here.
Oh, yeah.
You should have. If you get a little closer to the mic, that'd be great.
Okay.
Perfect.
So tell us about this song. That's not a song; it's a composition. Excuse me. Songs have lyrics; these don't have lyrics.
It won the 2009 American Marijuana Music Award for Best Instrumental. And like when I submitted it to the award ceremony, I remember I didn't think I was going to win or anything, and it was in Chicago, so I didn't bother going. And then I get this phone call, and they said, "Oh, we just announced that you won the award. We're playing your song right now on the radio, but we need your address so we can mail you the trophy." So I gave my address, and like about 3 weeks later, I get this trophy in the mail, and it's this glass marijuana leaf that says, that says my name on it. But
How cool.
That's so cool.
That is very cool. Was that like a cannabis cup type of thing out there? Or?
So I guess a few years back, Cannabis Cup took over that award. So, but it's funny though, if you go on Cannabis Cup's website, if you search my name in Cannabis Cup, it shows me as a past winner, a past Cannabis Cup winner.
Very cool. Are you going to submit any more of your music to?
I should. Now that you remind me, I gotta go look into that because I have that new single, which will be the last one. So, yeah.
So are we all set? We're going to listen to Morphic Fields from Jesse Batiuk.
Yes.
Chops and Hops today on today's edition of Chords and Vines.
At Aftershock Brewery.
Yes, indeed. And here is Morphic Fields. Chords and Vines. Today's edition we will refer to as Chops and Hops, as we are at Aftershock Brewing in just south of Old Town Temecula. Tom Plant with Cat Ellis, and we have Thomas the Brewer and Jesse Batiuk.
That was really a cool song.
I
I kind of wanted, I mean, composition, I wanted to go afterwards because of the award, but I don't. Anyway.
Yeah, you refrained, didn't you?
I refrained.
It's illegal now, so.
Well, I know, but I just make mustards, that's all.
Little old mustard maker you.
Little old mustard maker me, yes. Remember, I got written up as a professional mustard maker.
Well, you are.
I am a professional. With Shauna from the cheese company, we make the Sassy Mamas.
So, Thomas, tell us about the beer we have before us now.
So the beer we have is a all mosaic triple dry hop single IPA. It's a rye IPA, and it has vanilla beans added.
Wow.
So there's a lot going on there. But the reason why I chose this beer is this is one of the few beers I feel like I've pulled a lot of terpenes from the hops. And one thing that's similar with hops and cannabis is that they use the same terpenes.
And what is a terpene for someone?
It's pretty much a molecule that is responsible for the taste of both, the taste and smell of both, I guess, marijuana
Cannabis
and hops.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so this is all mosaic. So
now I've heard the term mosaic, but I don't know what it means.
It is a type of hop. It's a strain of hop.
Okay, great.
So basically, mosaic gives a lot of fruit character. Gives guava, mango,
Absolutely.
Peach, stone fruit, those kind of characters, and then lighter like grapefruit characters.
The guava for sure.
Yeah. And then the vanilla is overpowering because I added Madagascar bourbon vanilla.
Okay.
Beans, so
Well, it's awfully tasty.
yeah.
It's good for Earth Day.
And does it have a name?
It's called Alien Bigfoot.
Okay.
I said it's good for Earth Day.
Yes.
And plus, we had 420 on Friday, so it's
Absolutely.
Been a
goes over
busy
the-
weekend.
No, this is the best IPA I've ever had.
That's fabulous.
Cheers.
It's very good. So, Tom, you got a trip coming up, don't you?
Yeah, it's interesting. I got an email a couple of months ago from the Missouri Wine Council saying, would you have any interest in coming out to Missouri and visiting our wine country? And I said, sure, let me see if I can put together some airfare. And I kind of looked, not too hard, and didn't find anything. So just a few days ago, I got another email saying, we're excited you're coming to visit us. And I said, wait a second, I didn't know I was. And so I looked a little harder. I found airfare, and I'm going to fly into St. Louis, and then I'll go to a couple of the wine regions just outside of St. Louis, Herman and Augusta, Missouri. I've been there years ago, and I'm anxious to go back. All sorts of different grapes there, some hybrids. One of the main whites is called Chardonnay, not to be confused with Chardonnay in any way, shape, or form. So I'm really looking forward to it. And the country outside Missouri is just beautiful.
You know, there are wineries in every state.
All 50.
And you wouldn't think so. I mean, even Utah.
Even Utah.
Even Alaska.
Even Alaska. Yep. Even Hawaii.
I know Hawaii because I'm trying to get our tour together for us to go there. And
Would you work on that, please?
yeah, it's in Maui, I believe.
Okay.
There's a couple of wineries there and a brewery.
Yeah. There's a few breweries now in Hawaii.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's see. We could all get together. We could have Jesse as our musical guest, you as our brew expert.
Our beer expert, yes.
And we all go together. We go to Hawaii and do a Chords and Vines from there.
Absolutely.
That does not sound all bad.
Of course, we might do a show from there. Once we get there, we might just decide to lay on the beach all the
There
time.
you go.
But it would be fun. I get back and talk to Lori about that, our travel person.
Right. Our friend Lori Gummersheimer.
God, I've known her a lot longer than you, and I can't pronounce her last name.
Well, I'm taking a stab at it. I could be totally wrong.
That's her married name, by the way.
Yes.
But yeah, I'll get a hold of Lori. And we'll work on this.
And should we give a nod to our corporate sponsors?
Yes, we have Chris Welton, attorney at law, Welton Law, WHELTON law.com, as our corporate sponsor.
And we also have amazing Temecula Valley Homes, our friends Scott Chappell and Wanda Andreas, amazing TemeculaValleyHomes.com. Scott, he's in his fourth decade, I think he's actually done 4 decades. He's in his fifth decade now, and he really specializes in 1031 exchanges, and that's where you sell a property and make a huge profit on it. He'll show you how to defer the capital gains on that, so you don't pay a ton of taxes. And he's an outstanding realtor. He's a fun guy to be with. He loves wine, so.
And he likes beer.
And he likes beer, and he likes cigars. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I know you guys and your cigars.
Yes, you love them.
Oh, yeah. Last time I was around you guys and cigars, I couldn't breathe for about 4 days afterwards.
Yeah, blame it on the cigars. Fine.
So, what else we got going here?
We have another song from Jesse that we're going to play.
Well, Jesse, I have some questions for Jesse. Growing up, what were your musical influences?
When I started playing guitar, I really I lived out in the middle of nowhere in Fallbrook, and it was pretty boring out there. And I remember so I would, but in a way, looking back, it actually was a good thing because it helped me. I had more time to practice my guitar. I used to lock myself in my room and practice my guitar every day, and I would go through my parents' record collection, which was late '60s, early '70s music, like Hendrix and stuff like that.
God, I seem really old because that's my collection too.
The first band I ever saw live was the Allman Brothers in San Diego.
Nice.
And so they've been a big influence too. My all-time favorite guitar player though is Jimmy Page.
Oh.
Kat likes Greg Allman just a little bit.
Yes, I'm still in mourning.
Yes.
I love Greg. My claim to fame with Greg Allman was I saw him at the Coach House many, many years ago, and I was sitting right in front of him, and he winked at me.
Oh.
I got winked at. I was like, Cher, eat your heart out. 'Cause right after he and Cher had split up. That's how long ago. But I did see him a second time.
I think they were married for like 5 weeks or something.
Oh,
Is it
might have been
that
six.
long?
Might have been 6.
I was like 5 days or something. Long enough for them to have Elijah Blue.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, yeah, I love Greg Allman. So you were in Fallbrook, and my grandparents had moved to Fallbrook about 1971, 72. So I was going out there visiting all the time, and boy, it's really changed though. It hasn't. The housing has changed, but the town itself hasn't really changed much.
It still has the nickname Smallbrook.
Smallbrook. It has that sleepy town feel, which is wonderful, and it's so beautiful.
And we lived out on, where Sleeping Indian is?
No.
It's almost like when you go out the back way to Ocean, like Fallbrook Oceanside border, like,
Okay.
like by Pendleton, like North River Road that way.
Okay.
And that's where I grew up. And yeah, I mean it's I wouldn't want to raise kids there. I didn't like living there as a kid because I lived so far away from friends and stuff like that. But it's a great place to retire and a great place to.
That's what my grandparents did. They retired there. And even for a while, I dated sort of long distance a guy from Fallbrook High. I was a member of their church that I met. And
Oh, okay.
kind of dated when I came out to visit.
Yeah,
I still remember his name. But
I graduated in '95.
He's
So-
a baby.
he's a baby. I was gonna say, yeah. I won't tell you what year I graduated, but when you're saying you're listening to your parents' music, I bet your parents and I have the same record albums.
Yeah, my parents are, I think, late '60s, and I'm 41. So,
Well, I went to the 50th anniversary of my 8th grade graduation, if that tells you anything. Yeah.
Well, I could have been your mother if I had you when I was younger.
Much younger.
yeah, I was born in '77, the disco era.
Very cool.
Nice.
And it's surprising too. I mean that because your music is not at all disco-y.
Yeah, well, I don't
It's,
remember the disco era. I was too young.
Yeah.
You
And
didn't?
your parents didn't listen to it, obviously.
I remember the '80s really well, though. So,
Well, that's what they say. What was it? If you remember the 60s, you weren't there.
That's right. 60s and 70s, you weren't there.
You weren't there. But, yeah, and it's kind of funny, too, because like I said, the whole Hollywood area, I was probably there before. I know I was there before you were born, so.
I lived there for 9 years. Yeah.
Wow.
From '03 to 2012, and my daughter Zoe was born in 2011. I got remarried, and we moved to Temecula in 2012. And then at the end of that year, I reconnected with an old friend, Abraham Barton, and we started the band Jarvis Brown.
That's right. We're going to talk about Jarvis Brown because I saw you guys at the Temecula Valley Music Awards about 4 years ago when you guys.
I think we won the Temecula Valley Music Award for Best Rock in 2016.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah. So we haven't been able to practice too much lately. The other guys in the band moved to Orange County, and I'm in Temecula still. So it's been, and we have conflicting schedules, but we are going to play at the Orange County Fair this summer, though.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, like I said, I told you on our break there that I probably took photos of you guys on the red carpet. I remember seeing some of you guys coming in and go, Jarvis Brown. I go, that's Jarvis Brown.
And there's no one in the band named Jarvis Brown. Too.
Right.
We used to practice on a street called Jarvis Street, and there was a guy there that sold brown weeds, and they used to call it the Jarvis Brown. so that was how we got the band name. So, but it's funny because people always say that. They're like, oh, so which one of you is Jarvis? But no one is. But,
Now, who else is in the band?
And that band, it's just a trio. I'm the guitar player. Abraham's the drummer singer, and then we've gone through like 5 bass players. But the new bass player we have is really good, the best one we've had, and named Matt Montoya, and we
Fun.
it's gonna be a cool show this summer.
It's always good when you're at Orange County. I mean, the Orange County Fair. That's really cool.
Yeah, fairs are cool because you get captive audience.
Yeah.
You get yeah.
I'm gonna have to go out there. I've got some other friends that play out there often, and I keep thinking I'm gonna go out and see them play, but every time it comes up, I can't. It doesn't seem like I can make it.
So we have one more song of yours we're going to play, After the Fog. What can you tell us about this one?
Last year,
Composition.
last year I want to bring back my solo stuff. I took a big break from it because I was in the band thing again for a while, and then I called it Blue Morning Band, and it's
I love that name too, but I think it's the coolest name.
has Jeff Chambers as a rhythm guitar, Tony on the bass, Devin Walgren on the drums, and it's bring back my old stuff, and then we got some new stuff, and the new one we wrote is After the Fog, and it was recorded with recorded by Jeff Forrest, who was the guy that he engineered and produced Blink-182's first album, and even co-wrote some even one of their songs, I think. And he's done the other recording. He's done stuff for like Incubus and other people, and so. But I've known him for a long time, so he was the one who recorded it, and we released it. Actually, I think it was in January of this year. And another reason I called it After the Fog too, because it was such a break between my last one.
All right. So you are listening to Chords and Vines. Today's version we'll call Chops and Hops because we're at Aftershock Brewing. This is Jesse Batiuk.
This is Martha Davis from the Motels, and you're listening to 10 Temecula Entertainment Network.
Our friend Martha Davis from the Motels, and we met her at last year's Temecula Balloon and Wine Festival. We had so much fun with Martha Davis, didn't we?
Oh, she was a sweetheart. We were actually in bed with her, weren't we?
Yes, we were, and in her trailer. And
that's where we did our interview, was on her bed, just so people know that we weren't literally in bed.
And she's got such a quick wit, and she talked about how she wished she had a Merlot called Only Merlonely.
Oh, she was just such a delight to have on her.
Truly a delight.
She really was.
And I'll never forget, we got home and listened to the recording, and it was blank. It was empty. The recorder had damaged it. So we went back out to the fairgrounds, and she was gracious enough to redo the whole interview with us. So what a class act.
She really is.
And she sounds as good as ever. Her voice is just remarkable.
We took some great photos for that night,
yes, we
too.
did.
Tom and I are both photographers. So.
Cool. One of many passions we share. So we heard After the Fog from Jesse Batiuk, and we've got a very dark brew in our glasses, Thomas.
Yes. So I have our Jesse James, which is our flagship Imperial Stout. It's a local favorite Imperial Stout, and it's like really roasty, little bit of bitterness, and it definitely has the percentage to.
This is not 4% alcohol, is it?
No, it's not. I think it's 9.9.
Yikes, that is up there, but it's so good.
It's got like a coffee flavor.
Yes, light coffee notes, light chocolate notes, and then like overbearing robustness almost.
I could have this in the morning instead of my coffee.
The color is gorgeous too. It's really rich,
dark and rich.
Yes.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesse, I had some questions I was thinking about. Being that you're doing instrumentals, I've been out in this area for a long time and have followed the trends in music. Mm-hmm. How many gazillion years now? And at first there was like everybody had to do covers because it was mostly dance. You just the solo artists, the acoustics just were not that popular, and so it had to be pretty much just all covers. Anybody, you get the dance floor and you bring the women in to dance, and really you didn't even have to be that good. If you could carry a beat and the women would come in to dance, that's what the club owners really wanted. But the whole trend has changed over the years to now the solo artists, the acoustic artists, and instrumentals. Do you find as an artist right now, because you do instrumental, any big change? Do you?
Yeah, and that's kind of why I brought back the instrumental thing. I feel Temecula still kind of is like. Temecula likes their cover bands.
Yes, they do.
I mean, so it is hard. Even with the band I've been playing in too, it's hard. That's original music too, so it's really hard finding a lot because a lot of places, especially late at night, they just want people to get drunk and dance the songs they know.
And, Journey cover bands.
Yeah. But I feel like my music is like really good background music, which I think fits in really well at like that wine bar type atmosphere, which is kind of what we've been playing, I'd love to play more and more places like that. Yeah.
Like you were at the Cheese Company yesterday. Laura and I were out, and she said, "Who's playing at the Cheese Company?" And I said, "We missed them. It was after 5 o'clock." So.
Oh, yeah, and it was weird. Their power went out.
Really?
For like half of Old Town.
Wow.
Like right at exactly 5 o'clock as we were finished.
Wow. That's weird. There's something in the air going on.
I think so.
That's what everybody was saying on Friday. I don't know if you saw on Facebook, because Friday being 420,
yes.
And it was funny. Jeff Ryle had posted, "There's something in the air today. I can't quite figure out what it is." And then later on he said, "Did you leave out your milk and cookies for Snoop Dogg?" I thought that was so funny.
There was definitely something in the air on Friday.
Definitely. But anyway, Thomas, now you were with Indica Roots, and you're no longer with them, and you started your own.
Yes, we started our own solo project just recently. I was with Indica Roots for about 5 years. We're on the radio up here at 103.3. I think we're on the radio. It was going good for a while, and then just kind of went different ways, had different ideas. So we started the solo project. It's called Decadent Shaman. It's basically instrumental, psychedelic, blues, jazz. It's a whole lot of fun, and I'm really excited about the project. We should have a CD coming out within the next, I'm saying 2 months.
CD release show. What do you say, Kat?
That's absolutely.
Sounds like a good time for me.
Yep.
I'm always up for CD release parties.
Yes. But, we have, like 9 original songs right now, and it's exciting stuff. So,
That's very cool.
no covers for us.
Yay.
Yeah.
Making a stance.
Well, that's why we've got Chords and Vines, because we don't typically have covers.
And
Nice.
just
on
don't
here.
get our
It's
friend
just-
John Quint started on covers.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hi, John. We love you if you're listening. We had John and Joel Reese
Yes.
a couple weeks
Last week
ago.
or 2 weeks ago at Tonino. Such a good time. And Joel and I have reconnected, and we're challenging each other to set goals and improve ourselves. He's a very
Next thing I know, you're going to pick up a guitar and start writing music.
You never know. I wouldn't hold your breath on that, but you never know.
Well, that's very cool. So Thomas, you got your CD coming out. Are you performing anywhere?
Basically, right now we have a few private gigs booked. We just did a gig on 420 over at it was like a private gig over at the tattoo shop right down the street from
Oh,
here.
how fun!
And it was super fun. I don't know, and then we've just been playing a lot of underground hip hop gigs. Actually, like I don't know how we fit the scene, but everybody likes the stuff we jam, and everybody likes to freestyle to it. So it's a whole lot of fun.
You and Jesse should get together and compare notes on your.
We were talking about
Yeah,
it
we were
earlier.
already talking about it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, if you need a keyboard player, he's the one to go to. Now the last time we were here, you guys played live.
Absolutely.
That was so cool. It
Yeah.
really was. It was kind of.
That was our first 3 roughly ironed out songs as Decadent Shaman.
It was very, very cool. I was just thinking too, and Jesse's music, that the last one.
After the fog.
I was going.
The
is
one that
the
says
fo-
Unknown Artist Track 1.
the fog song, the fog after the fog. I really picked up, like we were talking about, the Allman Brothers in there. That was just so cool. I just because that southern rock sound just really gets to me.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I didn't mean for it to sound that way, but you know how your influences come out a lot when you're writing, you know, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, you know.
Have you ever thought about adding a vocalist, or do you want to stay going
I
instrumental?
like the instrumental thing because, but I do have another band too that has a singer, so
With Jarvis Brown.
so I kind of go, yeah. But I have talked about I would love to have guest vocalists come in every now and then, like different people, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
But then you have to go and do the covers for something that you both know, or somebody can just make it up as they're
you know,
listening
I know. I've worked with a lot of singers that are really good at improvising or just have all these, you know, lyrics in their head, and they could, you know, be surprised what they could do on the spot.
That would be kind of an interesting thing to do for a future radio show.
Yes.
No, we'll just have a singer come in and kind of do an improv to
Wouldn't that be
Jesse's
fun?
music
Yeah.
and just see how it comes out.
What is your songwriting process, Jesse? How do you go about writing material?
What's funny is even though I play all electric, I write all my songs in my acoustic. But I know how it's going to sound on electric, because that's my acoustic is always, you know, what I'm kind of like, if you know, I'm going to the garage and I'm messing around on.
Do you get a melody in your head, or do you just kind of start playing and it comes?
Sometimes that happens when you're jamming, and all of a sudden, okay, I like that riff, and then you.
Okay.
But it has been a lot of times when I've in songs where, like, you know, I'm looking for another part in a song, and I'll think of it in my head like how it should go, and then I just write it from there.
Reminds me of a story. I've been a fan of the group Little Feat for decades. I don't know if you're familiar with them, but they and the Doobie Brothers have always been close. They kind of paralleled each other. And Bill Payne, who's their keyboard player, who coincidentally is now with the Doobie Brothers. He's now a member of that band. They were all hanging out one day in the studio, and Bill's kind of noodling on the piano, and one of the Doobies says, "I like that riff. Can we have it?" And Bill said, "Sure, that's fine." So about 2 months later, he turned on the radio and heard Long Train Runnin', and that was the riff they used, which went on to be a multi-platinum song for them.
I hope he's listed in the credits, right?
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. I don't know if he was given credit for that. He should have been. I know he co-wrote it.
I love the Doobie, but I haven't seen them in ages. Hey, are we going to see Michael McDonald at the Thornton?
We might make that happen.
I would love. Speaking of Doobie Brothers,
I'll drop hints.
drop some hints
yes.
about us going, and cameras and photos.
Mm-hmm.
I am so spoiled now because I've done so many live performance photography over the how many years, and I can't go to a concert now, even just as a guest, without wanting to take pictures. It's just something I have to do.
And anything interesting happened when you went to see Melissa Etheridge?
Oh yeah, she played peekaboo with me. Yeah,
Yes, she
Melissa.
did.
Oh, that was a great concert at the Thornton, at the Thornton Winery out there, and we were up there, and I got it on my cell phone because we had a pillar right there, and had her on the, and she came around this side and looked at me and back on. They were playing peekaboo around this pillar. It was so cool. I love Melissa Etheridge.
What a talented lady. I was blown away. I was expecting a good show, but I got an incredible show.
I was just totally excited to see her.
Yes, you were.
I still am. I'm still up there, and that's been, what, a year?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, it's just really incredible. So, we about through here?
I think we are.
we're
I think
about
we could wrap it up. Do we have plans for next week?
What's next week? I know we got balance. We do have Balanced Breakfast, and we're going to be doing a show out at Orange Coast Winery. Doug and Debbie Weens.
They'll be opening their new LaGrange winery in Old Town
And
Marietta
we're
very
supposed
soon.
to be doing their grand opening with them.
Right.
I got to get with Debbie. They're having problems with the water district right now.
Oh, I
But
saw Debbie and she looked so frazzled, but it's going to
oh
be
yeah,
fabulous.
they're going to get that. But they also own Orange Coast Winery out in Orange County,
Huntington Beach, I think, is it, or is it
Newport,
Beach? One of the beaches.
and hopefully we're going to get Echo Grey Wolf, who has been wanting to get on our show now for a while. And poor Echo, I keep putting him off, saying I'm getting there. But Echo Grey Wolf, I not met him face to face, but he did the last show with Guy Tell before Guy suddenly passed. And he's really a very interesting artist, and I'm excited to get him on our show, and we're going to do that out at Orange Coast.
So I'd like to thank Jesse Batiuk for being our guest today. Jesse, it's always a pleasure, and we hope to have you back often.
Yeah, thanks for having me anytime.
Write more compositions.
I'm glad you got that right. And CD release, come on. We got Thomas got one. We're going to do that one. And Jesse, on your next one, you're going to have to get your CD release going.
Yeah, we want to go in the studio again. We got a new song we wrote called Marijuana.
Marijuana, okay.
I'm going to go bring out my special mustard here. Everybody keeps talking about it. So, but yeah, we've got a lot of things coming up here. We're going to be, I think, at the Temecula Balloon and Wine
I'm
Festival.
sure we will be, yes. We've
We're
already
going to be,
been in
we're
touch.
doing photos.
And Thomas,
Okay.
always a pleasure being here and having you as our guest and tasting your beautiful beers.
Yes, cheers.
Your brews.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to be at the LA Wine Fest broadcasting out
We
there
are.
June, the first Sunday in June.
Okay.
So we won't be at the Balloon and Wine Festival
On Sunday.
that
we'll
Sunday,
be,
but
right.
we'll be there before that.
And
doing
Laura Plant, we
interviews.
will have you on microphone next time. We'll make that happen. Thanks again to our corporate sponsors, Chris Welton, attorney at law, Welton Law at AOL.com, and
Welton Law.
WeltonLaw.com. And amazing Temecula Valley Homes, Scott Chappell, and Wanda Andreas. We couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
And Winormous.com.
Winormous.com.
WINEORMOUS.com.
Very well done. And always room for more sponsors. If you're interested, just give us a holler, and we would love to make that happen for you.
Definitely.
We'll see you next Sunday at 3. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jesse. Thanks, Thomas. Thanks.
In the valley of Temecula, under skies of blue, vineyards sprawl on rolling hills, kissed by the morning dew. People come from near and far to gather for a taste, a tour and a local band made for a special place. Chords Chords and vines, songs and wine, a bottle and a tune. Chords and vines, songs and wines, a perfect